you want to be when you grow up? A supervillain. So The Rise of Gru, out in cinemas now, plays into, you need to remember some of the things in the other Despicable Me films where as soon as I watch them, I'm sort of like, nah, whatever, like, I can't remember what's going on. But this was a prequel. I really liked seeing Gru sort of develop throughout. Like, he was more sinister. I like to see that evil side sort of come in rather than, you know, being already the established supervillain and sort of developing his family throughout the other films, where his was a standout. So there's multiple storylines going on at the same time. So when the story is actually focused on Gru and how he's sort of becoming the supervillain that we know, that should have been probably the main focus, where it should have been Gru learning from his like mentor, which is the Wild Knuckles. So those dynamics was really cool. I really liked that storyline, but the multiple storylines was just all sort of chaotic. I did like the Minions for a little bit, but they had their own sort of storyline which went on for way too long. Well, these guys sort of remind me of the Gremlins. So as soon as the Gremlins get wet and it just goes insane, like it is nice to see stories that are allowing people to see that it's okay to have some chaotic characters. They don't all have to fit into the stereotypes that are around, where they do bring just absolute chaos. Trolls from the Dark Labyrinth, or the Gnomes, or whatever they were called, like they were really chaotic as well, or the Gremlins when they get wet. So like they're fun, and they're fun in those short bursts where they just come in and like just wreck every single plan, or they just cause absolute mayhem. But when they actually have their full like story arc, it's just, I've just had enough of them, where I know I'm probably not the demographic that this film is looking for, and I know like kids will probably have a great laugh at all the Minion shenanigans, but there is that moments where they need to break it up. So obviously when the adults are taking their kids to see the film, you want them to have that humour, the same as like Shrek, where the adults are going to laugh and the kids are going to laugh. So it should be having that fun, wholesome ride. I did like how all the villains were actually having their own quirky personalities as well. That was a nice touch, where Gru was trying to impress them. And the gadgets that Gru really has and has really developed, it makes him stand out, where he's not like the massive big personality, but he's able to actually have that sort of sinister, I'm going to get whatever I want by any means kind of thing. Like, I did like seeing it, where if they're going to do any more of these kind of movies, I would like to see it's mainly focused on him developing into what he's seen, rather than progressing that story where he's already developed. Where it did have some premise, it sort of sits in that safe sort of 120 minutes, where if it went any longer I would have got pretty sick of it real quick. But it is a nice short little run time. There were moments that were actually good fun, and if they actually do tie all the storylines, so if they cut a few of those storylines out, it would have been much better. But unfortunately there was just like a massive bad guy that just came out of nowhere, where that just seemed out of place in terms of where the sort of story was going. But like everything gets resolved nicely. There's no sort of like loose ends, or you're not taking anything away from this film. But it's just one of those films where you watch it once, you're probably not going to watch it again. But yeah, it was okay. I would give it a 2.5 out of 5 stars. So like, if you got kids, take them along. They're going to have a laugh. You're going to sit there and go, yeah, it was okay. I really hope I don't have to watch this again. But other than that, it was a reasonable time. Gru was actually fun in this, and to see the backstory, how he got the Minions as well, was kind of cool, where they just need to drop some of the storylines out and just focus on the key aspects which we sort of want that character development from. So yeah, let me know what you think below, and you know what to do. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends.